Okay, so there was a question came up, just received in an email about how to eliminate the gap where these two things merge together. There's quite a few ways that you can handle this. These are actually multi-plane roofs, which is why that's occurring. So one option that you can do, and just to be clear, the multi-plane roof, if I select the roof tool, let me get my info box here, is this geometry method right here. Obviously we have the single plane roof. We're gonna look at that here in just a little bit. So I'm gonna run through a few different options for the benefit of everyone. So one option, you have these two roofs. Obviously we can take our solid element operations. We could say that this is a target and this is an operator, subtract, or subtract with upward extrusion, and trim those two things out because they're the same surface material. They're going to trim together and be nice and clean. Another option is to essentially take the main roof and make it follow this volume. So I'm not being precise here because this is just a theoretical exercise, but if I add a node to the blue reference line of this main gable end roof, and then grab the edge again on the pet palette, I can pull this out. That's going to make this roof plane right here extend all the way out, but I can click on this edge right here, and just like when we change an edge to a gable end, I can change this custom plane back to a pitched edge, and then I get essentially this as one single roof. So that is another option. And you do have options here. We can push and pull and deal with overhangs in a way that maybe makes sense, but it's really fussy. And the one thing that I've always said about the multi-plane roof is that it works great until it doesn't. I prefer to not fuss around and try and figure out how to get this roof to do everything I want it to do and look exactly the way I want it to, with my gable ends and my overhangs all working the way they want. So one thing you can do is you can select these roofs and you can right click and you can split into single plane roofs. It's important to note that the split to single plane roof, it's a one-way street. There's no way to reverse this. There's no way to convert single plane roofs into a multi-plane roof. So you have to be sure that you're sort of making this move at the right time. But if I'm trying to show these as one solid unified thing, now is probably the right time to do that. In fact, on something like this, a simple roof like this, I would probably model it with single plane roofs to start with. But that's neither here nor there. Now I have these two planes still. So I have these roofs, these overhangs, and this gable end are where they need to be, but I want to merge these two things into a single roof. You can do that with the pet palette option right here. It's technically not merging them, it's just tracing out that second roof. So I'm going to select the larger of the two roofs. I'm going to click on the edge of that roof to activate the pet palette and hit this plus option. If I hold down space, I get the magic wand and I can click on the edge of the smaller roof to trace that out, just like that. Then I can delete the smaller roof. It is important to note that deleting the smaller roof means that if there were any solid element operations, say between a wall and this roof as a gable end, I would have to reestablish that trimming body to this new roof. You can see that tracing it out also adds a few nodes just to be really clean and organized. I'm going to pull those nodes together. I can also see that this roof now runs through this roof. So on my elevation, looking this way, I'm going to have that show through. So that can be cleaned up with this roof as a target, this roof as an operator, subtraction with upward extrusion, and then I eliminate that piece. It looks nice and clean in section, exactly how it should. And that's a few different ways to handle these roof connections. You can use several of these in conjunction with each other, or my preference is to default to the single plane roof because it gives me the most flexibility, versatility, and I can really get into the detail and not worry about the limitations of the tool.